Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I thought I would do this video because I just got a comment from one of my subscribers, Mr. Spearman. So I thought that it would be a good idea just to post a video for everybody else to kind of, I guess, get a listen in on this particular topic. I've been asked this before. Do you or have you ever used a metronome? And for those who don't know what a metronome is, which I'm sure you do, but I'll explain anyway, it's a little device to help you keep time. And it's probably maybe good for you when you're first starting, when you don't have the timing, but after a while you don't need it because you rely on your natural rhythm clock. And that's what I did from day one, because I look at it this way. It's just my opinion. If you don't have rhythm, you shouldn't be a musician. Period. Hello. And I encourage anybody that wants to take up a musical instrument, go out and dance. If you're young and you're trying to get started playing music and you're in your late teens or 20s, just go out and dance. Feel the rhythm. Once you feel the rhythm, you can apply that to playing an instrument and feeling the rhythm. Because again, I just can't see it. If you can't dance and can't keep good timing when you're dancing, how you think you're going to do that on your instrument? So it's just common sense to me, because long before I picked up a guitar, I used to love to go out and dance. I wish I still could, but I look kind of awkward, a middle-aged man out there on the dance floor with 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, because as we know realistically, the club scene is geared towards young single people, not middle-aged people that are married or middle-aged people that are single, because just the market for younger folks are much bigger. If I had some extra capital, I would like to open up a nightclub solely for older people. Now, unfortunately, you can't separate the groups because that would be discrimination, and you can't just do that. Studio 54 used to do that. Hey, you can come in. Oh, you too ugly. You too big. And they got sued. So unfortunately, you can't do that. But if I did have the capital, I would set up a club where it would be very appealing to the older people. And some of the things that I would do to kind of cement that is play old music. Now, unless you got some, very mature 20 or 30-year-olds that like, 70s and 50s and 60s music, hey, you're welcome. But, it's not a good mix to mix those two age groups together. So, but anyway, back to the metronome thing. I've never used one of those because, I came in playing guitar, having a good sense of rhythm because I used to like to go out there and dance all Saturday night long, So there's some people that might need a metronome, but what helped me as far as my timing on top of dancing and feeling the rhythm before learning how to play the guitar is drum machines, because, I imagine it's kind of boring. That thing clicking back and forth, and you trying to play music and you got to hear that click thing clicking back and forth. So I would recommend a drum machine. Most drum machines now, if not all of them, already have preset beats. Just adjust the tempo to your time and then just play along to the drum beat. That's what I used to do. I feel bad or sorry for some drummers because when you do professional recordings, unfortunately, sometimes the drummer do have to play to a click track because everything falls on him. If he doesn't keep the exact great timing, everybody else falls off too. Because when he falls off, you fall off with him. So I've heard, majority of drummers, they complain that I don't want to play to a click track. I got this clicking in my ear while I'm playing my, and I can imagine it's kind of annoying, But that's my thoughts on metronomes. If you need it, you need it. If you can rely on your own rhythm, built-in rhythm, where you can feel it, and you first feel it by just, dancing. Even if you don't want to go out to a nightclub, you feel if they're not safe or just not your cup of tea, turn on your favorite record, go in the room and just dance. Just try to feel the rhythm. Because once you feel the rhythm, you could just feel the rhythm in any type of song that anybody throw at you. Because, of course, a lot of times when you play with your band, you're just kicking around ideas. The drummer might kick off a beat and, you might have some rhythm to that, some chords, and then the keyboard might have some layers. The bass player might have a bass line. So, I rely on my own natural rhythm clock along with a drum machine. And while I'm on this topic, I touch on that because this ties in that strumming pattern nonsense to down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. abandon that and just feel the rhythm. Rely on your natural rhythm clock. Don't rely on things that will kind of offset your natural. Because I give you a good example for diabetics. When you stop, or when you start to take medication, as far as to increase your insulin levels, I believe, guess what? When you continue to do that for months and years at a time, the body automatically stops producing insulin because it looks at it like this. So it's coming in from somewhere else, so I don't need to produce it. That is not a good idea. That's why I'm not a big fan of certain medications. I'm going to put you on this for life. No, you're not. But that's a whole nother topic, but that it ties in with that. When you are given other things, it hinders your natural ability to do those things because something else is now doing it for you. So I don't rely on that metronome. I don't rely on looking at the little arrows in the tab of the sheet music where it tells me strum down here, strum up here. If I listen to it, I can hear it strumming up there, strumming down there. Still, I got to be like a robot, because that's another issue that I've heard people kind of complain about. People that kind of heavily rely on metronomes, when they get to playing in a real band, they have that robotic feel. It's still this. You want to feel in between the beats and kind of add a little sway in there, so not a big fan of those types of things that kind of hinder you. And just to touch on something quickly again, it kind of all ties in. And I mentioned this before. I had someone ask me, do you use a whammy bar? Never, ever had to use that, because I look at it this way. The whammy bar is to aggravate the note. I don't like the note aggravate. I like slurring it. Kind of a bend in the feel to it instead of like, but that's just Morris Man's opinion. And another thing, those things knock your guitar out of tune. And I look at it this way. When you got a tremolo bar, 90% of your playing is going to be natural playing without any, aggravation of the note like that. So why would you put on a device that's going to throw off your tuning? And also, the whammy bar actually physically gets in the way of your strumming hand. It's there in the way, So all of that for 2% of the uses of that thing while you're playing, while the other 98% or whatever is you just freestyle playing. But now you got this thing in your way, obstructing your playing because it's in the way. And then again, it knocks your guitar out of tune. So it's like, do I need to go through all that for 2% of that playing? No. I don't like those things. I don't like the sound that it produces as far as that aggravation of the note. Never been a fan of that, but that's just Morris Man's opinion. Just like I have a vintage drum machine, Lisa's HR-16, and now those things go for like $400-500. And then there's some people that have put what's called circuit breakers on them, and in between the beat, it's just noise. I'm like, this is not music. This is static electronic noise. When did noise become music? And it became music when people stopped learning how to, disciplining themselves to play an instrument. They found other ways to tinker with the instrument instead of learning how to play the damn thing. That's just Morris Man's opinion. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.